But that was not the main thing I wanted to talk about. Today, I wanted to talk about an important genre, and not just anime and manga, but in most forms of the arts, fiction, music, etc., and that is the romance genre, which is no stranger to even anime and manga. So, let's see. Where the hell is it now? There it is. So, without further ado, let's get forward to the first one. That'll be the starting image of today, just to give you an example of how romantic it is between a man and a woman, and that guy, who the hell that is.
Open the window all the way.
Maximize.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. First picture, and then it'll go into a thumbnail. Yeah. Double click the picture on the bottom.
Thank you.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go. Huh.
You can zoom in with the mouse wheel as well.
Wow, what a difference! Windows. Alright. So anyway, everyone has at some point or another read, watched, mostly watched, some form of romance. Generally, let's get it out of the way. Who here has not seen Sailor Moon? Who here has? Congratulations, you've all had a taste of what the romance genre gives. Also the magical girl genre, which is awful, except for that one. Hello, Erin.
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
I'm talking about romance today. I'm giving you the first taste of romance. Look at that. Although I don't know how I got my hair to be that way, but I wish I could do it again. Anyway, let's go with the first. Let's see. The first thing we'll talk about is shoujo. And what shoujo is, actually you did not notice I had that image. It's really nice. What shoujo? Oh no, fellas, they're all 14. You wouldn't know. Even the tall one? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think she's 15. 1 year makes a difference or anything. 1 year. But anyway, what shoujo is as we all know, shonen is what's the manga geared towards boys. It's usually full of action, very little to no romance whatsoever, because guys don't, that's faggy stuff. We want to see people that, we want to see guys say, I don't like your face, and then rock and punch them.
Or they punch each other. Come on, follow me on this. Punch each other, stare each other in the eyes, and say, your punch is good.
I love you, bro.
Yeah.
I understand his feelings from his fist.
Oh God. Well, it's quite romantic. Look at every fighting, anything fighting, we'll tell you that. But with shoujo, they gear towards, the younger girl crowd, which can be anywhere from, honestly, even 8 years old to like about 14, 15. And plots are very, very girly for some of them. I know for Sailor Moon is the exception because they kind of threw in some, action, magic in there. But generally, it went through all of them, going through the same, what we would call typical girl problems. Clothing, looking good, peer pressure, boys, etc. Tons and tons of mangas and shoujo are honestly all the same. So it's kind of hard to really find any that stand out. But a couple of them are pretty good if you look for it. Just like even with shonen. Some of them are good. You just have to kind of read the first chapter and go, boring. Similar, boring, etc. Next one. Now this is Josie, which is not a name. Josie is the difference in shoujo in that it's for adult women. So a lot of times Josie actually has this type of more realistic art style, as opposed to shoujo being a lot more,
Cutesy.
Yes, cutesy and anime centered. With Josie though, it's not going to be any of the typical little girl problems like, problems with prom and shit like that. This one is more towards mature relationships, I don't watch chick flicks, so I can't really give you a good example. But anyone who has, associate those typical problems like workplace, relationships with other men, cheating, even fashion, but, more towards a professional type of fashion. That's all in Josie. Now, I barely read any of it, but I actually have to admit that Nana is actually quite good. If none of you have ever read it, you should. I recommended it.
I actually watched the movie. I think
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was great. It was really good. And it wasn't too girly because you could actually sit down and a boy wouldn't drool and go comatose through it. It's actually interesting enough that a guy would be like, oh, this is cool. So it's not totally girl geared.
They portray it more or less, not just Nana in general, but for Jose. They more or less portray it as, kind of like, look, you're out of that, girly girl, cutesy, pulling cheeks phase. You want something a little more serious.
Like Degrassi. Like Degrassi.
No, Degrassi is gay. No, Degrassi's like Eric Fox. Like, I'm cheating on my boyfriend, and it's like, why? What did he ever do to you?
And that's how he comes into it.
C-word, C-word.
He was in that episode too.
There's some good-looking Canadian girls on there, though.
Ernest, Canadians aren't real.
How dare you, sir! You've broken my dreams!
Everyone knows that Canadians are portrayed exactly in South Park, and they say things like, buddy, pal, guy.
I'm not your pal, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, friend.
I'm not your friend, pal. And
so on.
All right. Drama is very heavily associated with romance. Although it can be its own category in itself, but drama is always associated with something else, like drama history, drama horror, so on and so forth. But with romance, it's very heavy. Generally, with romance drama, it's usually the girl has some dark past, like she was raped, or she had or that's quite a lot rarer. The more likely is that she was in love with a guy and he cheated on her, or he moved away somewhere and forgot all about her, or treated her bad. So she goes to school all mopey and shit, and the good guy, the nice guy, shows up to try and whisk her off her feet, and then you got this whole, I don't know if I love him, or my heart is cold, black, like icy. You ever have black ices? Those are cold and dark. Much like hers, sorry. And scary color. What? Ernest!
What?
I will not have you glitter yourself in front of that camera. Next one.
Whoa.
What?
I wanted censorship.
I found a picture just like this. I don't know why you think I had anything to do with it.
So they're all girls with girls with like your faces.
Those are. Wear glasses? I would love to know the story. Was his name Jordan? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, probably the most common form of romance is, especially because they're generally ecchi and fan servicey, case in point, is the harem genre. Now, usually follows one guy always, almost without a fault. He sucks at relationships, or he sucks at talking to girls and this and that.
Because great oral.
Yeah. And he'll always have the one main girl want to jump his bones, but at the same time, there's another girl that he's hot for but can never talk to. Ironically enough, that girl also is hot for him but never says anything. See, that whole predictable dilemma. And then for some reason, at that same point in time, once she shows up, that's when multiple other girls show up that actually want it. And it's like, it's almost like nothing would have happened until that first girl didn't show up. Every single harem starts out the same way. Tenchi, two love brew. I don't want to say fruits basket, but no, I won't. It's horrible. Anyway. So, with harems, you can generally, as you're reading them, kind of predict where they'll go, how they'll turn out. Normally in harems, the main character, even though he's got like a choice of like 12 girls, he never ever picks that one that is mostly, like, for example, in this series, he has the feelings for this girl. And it's, very innocent, cutesy, shy, kind of annoying because they never say anything to each other in 150 chapters. Fucking Japan. You don't give me closure. And so...
That wouldn't be a show, though, if you did that.
Well, not right away, but you would think after the 150th chapter, be like, here you go. They fall in love and live happily ever after. But it's always, no! He's stuck in the same rut he's been at the beginning. Because we are Japan. We don't believe in love. We believe in 14-year-old girls with tits the size of yours. I'm kidding. I was actually blanked out. You were in front of me, so I didn't say myself. I owe you $1. Okay. So, oh, you great. No, for $3, you get it. All right, so that's essentially harem. Some of them are actually pretty good. This one, which is To Love Ru, it's kind of a play on words, trouble, love, but I guess the mangaka was like, can't spell the word trouble, can't spell the word love, because it sounds like rub.